Today we're hitting the range with this new thermal. Now, as you know, thermals are ridiculously expensive at times. I know my Pulsar is several $1,000s. I've tested several PARDs on the channel, and then we've done some more affordable ones, like the Sightmark. It was around $2,000, and it's decent. This one is even more affordable, shall we say. This is the DNT ThermNight TNC225R. It's their thermal multi-spectral optic, and so it does have thermal, but then it also has night vision and a ballistic calculator and laser rangefinder and all that good stuff. We threw it on my Volquartsen Summit, and it's in my Superleggera WooxStore. Covered that in the past, and the ability, especially when you're throwing a different optic on like today, to be able to adjust our cheek riser perfectly. American walnut stock that actually weighs a pound less than the plastic Magpul Hunter is pretty cool. So you can go check out WooxStore, where they also have their new line of hunting. Well, this is their Terra hatchet, and then my new favorite hunting knife. This is the Bad Boy Hunter, and I can't wait to get it bloody very soon. Anyway, you can go check that out and use the text TopShot10 to save money, shall we say. We're trying to get through the YouTube censorship. But now on to this thermal. Now, the first thing I noticed when I was using it was it seemed a little bit on the fuzzy side, and that's because the thermal sensor is pretty small at 256 by 192 resolution. You're not going to get high quality, oh, you know, there's a deer and I can see that it has a wound on its back leg at 300 yards. You're not going to get that at all. At the range, sometimes it kind of just seems blurry and you have to guess which target's which, but we'll go there in a second. When on stuff's a bit closer, I ran into some hogs at from 30 to 50 yards last night. Oh, it was great. It was perfect for that and great for seeing through the brush. No, first. But what makes this DNT optic work so well is the multispectral part, where you have the night vision and as well as day vision. You have a full color resolution. The screen inside is a miniature OLED screen, and you have a 1920 by 1080 resolution camera, which is your day optic, and then it records in 1020p, so your resolution's pretty decent on the recording there, so it's going to be a bit more than thermal. But that's what makes it work well, because you can use the thermal part to see, oh, there's something out there that's warm. I didn't see it until I had the thermal on, but then you can even picture-in-picture see with that night vision, and then hit it with the infrared illuminator and really be able to tell what it is. So for instance, it was actually last night, there was something at a feeder about 60 yards away. I knew it was a small animal, and with my Pulsar I couldn't tell what kind of animal it was, but then I put the night vision on this and I could easily tell that it's a possum. So there's a lot of times when you're hunting thermal that you just can't tell what that heat signature is, and that night vision that you're going to be able to see sure comes in handy. So with the included illuminator, at 200 yards, the illuminator could actually get too bright for me, so I never went all the way up on those settings. And I was looking out to 450 yards last night without any issue, and so that was a pretty impressive range, and it has like 5 settings, so if something's up closer, you won't blind yourself out, and then you can set it as high as you needed to reach out into the darkness there. Now, since you have 2 different lenses, you have the day-night scope as well as the thermal, you will have to zero 2 different things, so that took a little getting used to, but honestly, when you get the hang of this, you're most likely going to use it with the night vision function on, and then just use the thermal indicator as just more like a search function to find the hot spots, and use the night vision for the actual shooting, which will also be slave to your day function, so it all works out that way. And then you have a day scope. Oh, and then the Ballistics rangefinder is what makes it very useful. And for just 1,100 bucks, everything in this package, it's really kind of a good deal. Sometimes the apps that comes with these things are buggy, and this one wasn't. And it actually had a very extensive library of all loads and bullets and cartridges out there. So I am shooting today CCI standard, and I threw it in there. There's the 40 grain blue box CCI standard in the library on my app, and I didn't have to do anything else. It'll also stream the video, but it's laggy. So if you're trying to use it as a corner shot, you're going to be laggy on your phone. But say I'm taking my kids out hunting, I can see what they see like 3 seconds delayed, and at least it's usable there. Then you can just sync your data from your phone to one of the 5 profiles. You have 5 ballistic profiles as well as 5 zeroing profiles, and then select it, and then you're ready to go. I was using this earlier on my 8.6 Blackout because it drops like a rock. But since that ammo is so expensive, we got it on the 22 today. Let's heat up some targets and start shooting. Now that I've got the targets heated up downrange, it looks pretty good. So we're going to show you the ballistics calculator and how that works as well. Oh, there's my 50-yard target, as well as just switching back and forth to both screens. You'll see the A on the top right. That is where I synced the ballistics calculator for my 22 long rifle profile. All right, so we're going to go just for 50 yards. You can see it in thermal here, and we're going to just push this one button and it switches them for me. Oh, it's hitting dead on at 50. Okay, so we have good 0. Let's go to our next target that is hot. There's our 100-yard. That one's not hot. There's the one that has the heat. All right, so I'm going to range it with that button, and you can see that second display. It's actually 102. The green crosshairs pop up, and that's going to be my hold for 100. Let's hit it. Nice! And then we can hit that one, the smaller one, just for fun, because we can see it in our day cam. Okay, the controls on this are great. You have a zoom wheel right here, which makes it super easy. And when we hit it, both the main picture and the picture-in-picture zooms in. And then our rangefinder is right here, and then the switching between thermal and night vision is right there. So as long as you're not a lefty, it's really easy to use and very intuitive as well. So we're gonna zoom in and use the thermal because that's what we're after. Cool. The rangefinder is gonna hit a certain place. The cool thing is, under night vision, you can see this dash as the laser goes out. There we go, 163 yards. It shows me my drop's about 4 mils. We'll zoom in just for kicks, hit the buffalo, and we hit. We can switch to thermal just as easy. See if my zero's the same. And it's a hit. All right, we're gonna back it on up. And I think we have a 200 yard. Let's hit 200, then we'll hit the farthest one. Ranging, there's the range, 204. Super easy. Gosh, I'm gonna have to use this to teaching some kids how to shoot out here, because at marksman camp we get kids out to 270 yards with regular optics, but this really kind of bring it home and make it too easy. Let's see if we're good there. There we go. Okay, so we just went 1 for 1 on everything with this thing. Subsonic, 22, out to nearly 300 yards. There was 3 things that probably should be known. First thing is your first impression may be like mine. I started it up and I'm like, this is junk because it was so laggy. It's only laggy for like 5 to 8 seconds as it's booting up. And then it was smooth. But don't get scared if you get one. It's like, why is it so laggy? It is not always like that. Number 2, I had issues updating syncing the ballistics calculating program from the phone to the optic at first. But the good thing about that is DNT's customer service was right on point and talked me through it right away. Turns out my firmware was old and it didn't like to sync with my phone. So once I updated the firmware, it's good to go, and I can update it at any time now. But what I did find out when I tried to update the firmware was it hates Mac. So if you have a Mac computer, it won't be able to read it because it's that file format is different. So I just put it on the Windows and we're good to go. And then I download the videos onto my phone and just go that route. I go through the app because it'll download over Wi-Fi. We also have another way to make it cheaper for you. If you want to use Top Shot 10, that will also save you money on the DNT optics as well. You can check this one out. If you've been wanting to get into thermal and you're just like, oh, I can't afford it, I get it. It'll help you get into that thermal game at a discount, and with Top Shot 10, even more of a discount. Thanks for watching today, guys. Okay, love you, bye-bye.